Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dope Talk. Today, I'm sitting with a very special guest, Felix. Felix, today you're going to introduce us about your company. Can you just briefly introduce your beer company, I guess?
Yeah, well, our company is called Brander Urstoff. We are promoting a German beer brewed in China, in China. So our target market is the Chinese market. Our history dates back to 1688, and we just started to introduce this product into the Chinese market.
So the company was originally founded in 1688. And then when did you take over this company?
We take over the company in 2004. 2004. So we bought the recipes that you need to brew a beer and the old trademarks in 2004.
What made you want to start your own beer company?
It was more like, it was a coincidence because we did other businesses. I started my career, my professional career in the private equity business. So I was responsible to judge startups, whether they are worth to invest in. And then we met a guy who, well, he was the original owner of the brand and of the traditional recipes. And he didn't really know what to do with the brand. And at the beginning, we hadn't any clue either. So we forgot more or less about the idea and follow up with other ideas. And then there was like it was like a trend for small startups to do crowdfunding in Germany. And to that time, we thought maybe we also have some ideas to get a crowdfunding. And then we picked up on the idea with the beer. And at the end, we realized it doesn't really make sense to start a crowdfunding in Germany for a beer company because you have plenty of beer companies in Germany.
And that's what I want to touch on. You said the founder, him or herself, didn't know what to do with the brand. And at the same time, I mean, there's countless, there's dozens, there's hundreds of beer companies in Germany alone. Thousands, right? So how do you differentiate, your brand from others?
That's the point why we didn't start in Germany. To differentiate, we said, okay, we have to go abroad. We have to do something different. And to that time, we had some business going on in China, but not related to the beer industry at all. But a good friend of mine, he introduced us to a brewery to that time. And then, it was really a coincidence. We knew that we have this brand, that we know someone who owns a brand, who has the old traditional recipes, and a brewery that really existed, from 1688 on. And then we said, why not exporting the beer to China? So we were thinking about establishing a new brewery in Germany, but that's a huge investment. And so we did some research in the Chinese market and figured out that Chinese people really love German beer. So they pay a lot of money, an extra surplus on a regular beer price, just to get a German beer. But we figured out that the beer is not really fresh. German beer is not fresh in China because it has to travel for 3 months over the ocean. And that's a quite hot and shaky journey. So the quality of the beer really suffers. And that's the reason why we decided we have to do something differently. We have to brew the beer on site, so in China, so that we maintain the freshness that the beer really has if you brew it in Germany on site.
So we're currently located, we're shooting this video in Shanghai. Where do you actually brew the beer then?
We're brewing in Tongling.
Okay.
So we had about 10 breweries at the beginning on our long list. And the main ingredient for the beer, that's the water. So we really had to take care that we find a very good water source, and that's in Tongling. In Tongling we found water that a lot of people in Germany, we took some samples and brought them to Germany to an institution, and they judged this to be high quality water, perfect to brew a good beer.
Now there's a lot of steps that go within our process. So do you speak any Chinese?
No, okay, I just started my lessons.
So do I, right? So, and then maneuvering around in business, when we don't speak a language, it can be difficult at times. So how are you able to, work with, different, suppliers and people of that nature?
Okay, suppliers is easy because we are just working with German suppliers. Okay. We import all our raw materials from Germany, except the water for sure. That's from China. So there we have German contacts, and sure they have Chinese stuff, as we have Chinese stuff. But at the beginning we had really just friends that supported us. So we had a Chinese friend, she really did a good job. She introduced us to the breweries, she went with us over there, she did the translation so that we were able to really talk to the owner of the brewery and to talk how to make this business, to build it up.
And I want to talk more about the actual design, graphic design of it. So I look at the bottle and I've taken a look at your profile, I look at the bottle, and the design for this is it's very clean.
Yeah.
Who did you work with for the design of the product?
For the first one, for the craft lager, we had support from Germany. So in Germany, our marketing agency had a subsidiary and they are quite familiar with the beer companies and with packaging design. So we hired them. So the first time we really invested money to get, on the one hand side, a traditional German beer design. On the other hand side, we have some elements like the lion that is a bit more modern. It looks more crafty. And that was the origin of our design. For the second one, we didn't want to invest that much money anymore because we said, now we know how the market works. We know that we want to be more seen as a craft beer. So we decided like to design it on our own. And actually, that's more or less my design. My business partner brought up some ideas that we put some orange in there, but originally it was my design. I just took this one and adapted it, and finally it came up like that.
And how important is, because a lot of times in China, people gloss over, design. How important was it to keep that element, and how do you think, great design has improved your business?
I think the first thing for a beer is you just see the bottle. So if you're not attractive enough or if the design is not appealing enough for someone, he wouldn't buy the beer. So you can either in China use a high price that attracts a lot of people because they think this has to be high quality, or you have a nice, good-looking design. For us, it was important to do it on both sides. On the one hand side, we wanted to have our German heritage in there. On the other hand side, we wanted to look more crafty, what's not so normal for German beer companies.
So, the thing is, entrepreneurs and people who work, millennials trying to pursue their dreams, some of them drink beer, some of them don't. When do you feel is the right time, for someone to grab a fresh beer?
The best time is a hot day like that.
It is hot. I mean, I don't know why I'm wearing a sweater. Anyway, I chose to wear this sweater, but so because a lot of entrepreneurs, we're go-getters, we're out there in the hustle, in the grind. So why would someone, want to, drink beer? Or
in general, why people want to drink beer?
Yeah, no, not people, but an entrepreneur, young person trying to get it.
I think it's like after work, it's just a good way to gather with people, to have a good time together. I think the people they really are educated towards beers now. They're into it. Like in the wine industry, you try different sorts of beers, you talk about it, and you just enjoy the freshness. And it's not too heavy. If you drink one beer, you're not totally drunk. So it's like something that could be very refreshing as well.
So what are some of the main ways you actually promote, your products here in Shanghai?
Well, as we're still a startup, we don't do any TV commercial. That's like unaffordable for us in China.
But I saw you sponsor events?
Yeah, we do. We sponsored a marathon. We do a lot of events at co-working spaces. We did yesterday, the day before yesterday, we did a boxing event. We sponsored a boxing event over there. We do a lot of cooperation with bars, with events where our brewmaster is introducing the beer. That's the way we're promoting the beer in the first place. We have a WeChat account where we talk about beer topics, about lifestyle topics, how you can pair a beer with food, and how you just enjoy a good beer. And we have a Facebook account now, because we realized that a lot of expats in Shanghai still are reading Facebook via VPN also.
So that's a good question. How do you track that? Because if expats are using Facebook on VPN, does Facebook detect if someone is using a VPN, you can target ads to them? Like, how does that work?
Did you ever do Facebook advertising?
I have, yes.
Yeah. So what I literally did, like, I just had a post on our official Facebook account, and then you can set a certain area where you want to promote it, and there is Shanghai, and then you can see what kind of people are there, and most of them are foreigners. So there are not so many Chinese people that you can really track.
The reason why I asked that question is because we're using a VPN. I didn't know if Facebook still knows if you're coming.
Without Facebook, you cannot without a VPN, you cannot access Facebook in China. You know that?
Yeah, but the reason, because I'm thinking, okay, Facebook, I'm pretty sure some people have used Facebook ads, right? If you go there, you look at the location, right? Mm-hmm. The location says, oh, people from this area, you target them. But the question is, if you're using a VPN, my VPN may be from Taiwan, or from usually it's Taiwan or USA, would it still know, would Facebook still know that I'm in Taiwan? Or
I'm not into that software engineer thing, but I could imagine they can still know it.
Yeah, the reason why I asked because I was just thinking about that, how successful that would be, because if I'm using a VPN, I'm detected from Taiwan, then
Maybe they match it with your profile. Maybe they know, okay, this guy has to be in Shanghai right now.
really. Okay.
I don't know. Big data. You have
The
no
reason,
idea.
the reason I have no idea, so that's why I want to ask you maybe if you knew anything about that. But yeah, using a VPN, I don't know how Facebook tracks that. And so, what are some of the, you said you don't do TV ads.
No, we don't. Do
So,
TV
what's
ads.
some of the ways that how do you promote yourself online or using WeChat or?
What we did, for example, this week, we cooperated with a online delivery laundry. So we said everyone who's sending over a shirt to them so that it gets the laundry and get dry cleaned again, gets a fresh beer from us, because we had a connection to fresh laundry and fresh beer. That are like those. It's not guerrilla marketing, but it's somehow a cooperation not everyone is doing. We work a lot of word of mouth. That's for us super important, that our sales managers go to bars, to restaurants, to clubs, and just try to get in touch with them, introduce the beer. At the beginning, we always do like a free flow party so that the bar owner also has an incentive to promote our beer. I think for a beer company, it's more important that the people taste the beer. It's sure the design is important. That's the appealing part of it. That is the lifestyle part at the end. That's the reason why you want to drink a particular brand. But if it doesn't taste good, I think you would reject it otherwise.